Hey guys, I'm here to give you a tutorial on how to do these DIY custom Caprinsun labels. I'm going to show you how to design it first, and then I'm going to show you two different methods on how to apply the label. Stay tuned if you guys want to learn how to make them. As always, we're using Canva to design these. You're going to create a design and choose an 8.5 by 11 inch canvas. The first thing we're going to do is create our template. You're going to go over to Elements and you're going to type in Square. You're going to click on the square that's under Lines and Shapes, not under Graphics. So you're going to click on that, and then you're going to click on the color and remove the background. Next, we're going to change the line weight. We're going to click on the line and change the border weight to 1. Next, we're going to change the dimensions of our square. We're going to make it 3.5 inches wide by 5 inches long. Because we made our canvas 8.5 inches by 11 inches, we should be able to fit 4 labels onto one sheet of paper. I like to design one label first and then I duplicate it. So I'm just showing you guys here that 4 fits on a page, so I'm going to go ahead and delete all those other ones. Now I'm going to start designing the label. The first thing I want to do is change the background. You're going to click on your square and then you're going to change the color to whatever you want. I want it to be a gradient, so I'm going to click on the center circle gradient and change that gray color to a nice light blue to mimic the bluey colors. Now that I have my background, I don't need the border anymore. I'm going to click on the line weight and I'm going to change it to 0, that way there's no border on there. Next, I'm going to go over to Elements and I'm going to type in Cartoon Rainbow. I'm going to mimic the chip packs that I did in a previous video. If you guys haven't seen it, then check it out. I'm going to have a link below. Here I'm just adjusting the size of that rainbow and then I'm reshaping it to fit the design that I'm going for. Next, I'm going to go over to Uploads and I'm going to upload this picture that I have of the Healer family, and I'm also going to remove the background. So to do this, I'm going to crop it down to size. I'm going to click on Edit Photo and then click on the background remover. Now the background remover is only included in the Canva Premium. If you don't have Canva Premium, then you won't be able to use the background remover. You'll just have to stick with the background that it has. Now I'm going to add some text. I'm going to click on text and then add a heading. I'm going to type in Happy Birthday because this is supposed to be like a birthday Caprinsun. Then I'm going to change the font. I'm going to change the font to this bluey font that I purchased on Etsy, but if you don't have a font that you like, then I would check out dafont.com. I'm also going to add a border to this font. I did that by going to Effects, clicking on Border, and changing the color to blue. I also want the text to be the form of the rainbow, so I'm going to add a curve. I'm going to resize it, and then I'm going to scroll down to Curve, and then I'm just going to reshape that curve until it matches the size of the rainbow. I like to keep the Caprinsun labels more simple, so the only thing I'm going to do is add some balloons to make it more birthday-like. So I'm going to go to Elements and type in balloons, and then when you're looking at any kind of graphic that you're working with, if you want to make sure you can change the color, you want to make sure once you click on that design, it has some squares with colors in it at the top. If there's no squares with colors in it, that means that you can't adjust the colors and you have to use whatever color it is. But this one does have 3 different color boxes at the top over here, so that means that I can change 3 different colors of the balloon. So I can change the main color of the balloon, the little white highlight, and I can also change the color of the strings as well. The balloons were the last thing that I'm adding to this design, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it. I'm going to highlight over all of the elements of this design, and then I'm going to group it together. Once it's grouped, you can see that I can move it around freely and all the elements are together. Next, I'm going to go ahead and right click and duplicate this image. When I duplicate it, I'm going to make sure it's nice and even, and I'm going to add 3 more. That way 4 of those designs fit on one page. Next, I'm going to download my design. To do this, I'm going to click on Share, Download, and then I'm going to download that as a PNG. Now that we're done designing, I'm going to show you 2 different methods on how to apply the Caprinsun labels, but first, let me show you the materials. I like to print my Caprinsun labels onto white glossy sticker paper. I have the exact one I use linked in the description box below, and I also have it on my Amazon storefront. You also need something to cut your labels out with. I prefer to use scissors, but I know a lot of people prefer to use one of these paper slicer things. Scissors work best for me though. You'll also need a hole punch for method 1 only, not for method 2, and then you also need some kind of dry glue, tape, or hot glue for method number 1 as well. Okay, for the first step of both methods is to go ahead and cut out your labels. Like I said before, I prefer to just use scissors to cut them out, but I know a lot of people prefer to use their paper slicers. You could also do this on Cricut. However, I don't like to use my Cricut as much for projects like this because I can't make the most out of my paper. On Cricut, I may be able to fit about 3 labels onto one sheet of sticker paper, and I feel like that's just a waste, so I prefer to do it this way. Once you're done cutting out your labels, this is what they should look like. Method 1 is to stick your label onto the front of the Caprinsun. To do this, you want to make sure you carefully take off that straw, make sure you don't rip it, and we're going to put it to the side for later. We need to find the center front of our label, so we're going to take it and we're going to fold it in half. and then slightly crease the front, not that much, just enough to find the center. Then we're going to take our hole punch and make the hole for our straw. To do this, we're going to align our hole punch with the center front of the label, and then we're going to go ahead and punch out a circle. After that, we're going to start peeling off our sticker from the backing. I like to start from the corner, and then I just peel up about an inch or two from the backing. With the backing of my label still halfway on, I go ahead and take my label and I place the hole that we punched over the hole that's left for the straw. Next, I take my finger and I start smoothing down the label just down the center. So as I'm smoothing it down the center, I'm taking that backing off as well. The side of your label should still be open just like this. To prevent creasing, I turn the Caprinsun over and then I press down on the center, and then I slowly roll the Caprinsun to one side and then roll it over to the other one. This should make your label lay flat and cause very minimal creasing. And as you can see, when I turn it over, it's nice and smooth, and if there is any creasing, it's very minimal. Now we need to just reattach our straw. So to do this, I'm going to take that dry glue, and like I said, if you have hot glue or tape, you can do the same thing, but this is my favorite. I'm going to go ahead and lay a strip of that dry glue and then literally just stick my straw right on the back of it, and then it's good to go. Once you've reattached your straw, this is what it should look like. It looks nice and clean. Now that I've showed you the first method, I'm going to show you guys the second method, which doesn't require as many materials. For method 2, we're going to be attaching our label to the back of the Caprinsun, so we don't need the hole punch or the dry glue. The first step for method 2 is to go ahead and peel the label off of the backing. I'm going to go ahead and start at the corner, and I'm going to peel about 1 to 2 inches away from the backing. Next, I'm going to place the label at the top of the Caprinsun, and then I'm going to work my way down just like I did the first one. I'm going to smooth out the center and remove the backing as I go. Just like method 1, we're going to turn our Caprinsun over to finish adhering the label. I'm going to slowly press down on the center of the Caprinsun, and then I'm going to rock to one side and then to the other side of the Caprinsun. This is going to adhere that label, like I said before, with minimal creasing. And then that's literally all you have to do for method 2. The straw is already on the back, so you don't have to do anything with that. Which method is your favorite method? I think there's pros and cons to both methods. For the first method, I think it looks nice and clean. It's not too busy. The second method is just a lot easier, and there's less materials and less hassle. So leave a comment and let me know your favorite method. Thanks for watching. Bye.